In the darkness of the sea, whales, dolphins, and other marine animals use sound to navigate while migrating, to locate each other over great distances for mating, to find food, avoid predators, and care for their young. Human technology is now drastically changing this environment, damaging a delicate web of life, threatening the ability of whales and other marine animals to function, and ultimately, to survive. High-intensity sonar used by the US and other navies to locate submarines can emit sounds over 235 decibels, as loud as a rocket blasting off. Air guns, used for offshore oil and gas exploration, emit intense noise bursts that can cover thousands of square miles. We are destroying life with sound. Bahamas, March, Canary, September 2000. Washington State, May 2003, January 2005. The death toll continues.
Alas, if the Navy's history of terrorizing marine life is any indication, then the fishies of the Pacific better brace themselves for a massive environmental price tag. You see, when the Navy conducts its underwater operations, very often sea creatures die. And I'm not just referring to when the U.S. dropped 4 unarmed bombs on the Great Barrier Reef last year. That's because the use of sonar testing to navigate ships sends sound waves through the ocean. And animals like whales that depend on their hearing for basic aspects of survival like finding food are interfered with and die. And according to the Navy's own estimates for their 2014 to 2018 exercises, quote, sonar training and testing might unintentionally harm marine mammals 2.8 million times a year over 5 years. The injuries inflicted on mammals like dolphins and whales include deafness and other physical trauma, such as bleeding in the brain. The results? Dead whales washing ashore on beaches from the Bahamas to Greece. And while environmentalists are occasionally successful in winning cases against the federal government to protect ocean life, the lawsuits ultimately do little to curb the Navy's impact. Because guess what? Just like on land, the military is pretty much exempt from international law at sea. And just like the assault on our civil liberties, the roots of the military's aquatic exceptionalism can be traced right back to the war on terror. That's because way back in 2003, President Bush signed measures into law to sidesweep the Marine Mammal Protection Act, quote, making it easier to use low-frequency sonar suspected of harming whales and dolphins. Not only that, but the Pentagon also made sure to skirt the Endangered Species Act by exempting U.S. military bases from following basic habitat protection requirements. Wow. So while the government was using the war on terror to attack civil liberties and violate international law abroad, it also stripped the few regulations in place that protected marine life from international war games. So it's not a surprise that as the years have gone by, the lethal impact the Navy has had on sea creatures has only increased. And the virtual immunity from environmental laws, the effect is only slated to become more deadly. But exempting our military from environmental regulations does not only result in the destruction of our oceans. You see, the Pentagon is the world's biggest polluting institution in the world, producing up to 750,000 tons of hazardous waste every year, including the largest user of petroleum products. And the cherry on top? It's exempt from international climate agreements, too. Think of all the awful oil companies and chemical corporations that had to beat to win that title. But look, at the very least, we as humans are able to use our voices when military immunity results in harmful effects on our health and destruction to our environment. If only whales, dolphins, and all other ocean-dwelling life were so lucky.